Hi, I'm Clemens, and this is episode 24 of Life in Lists of 30. I love writing lists of 30, and today I wanted to share 30 questions for professionals. Especially if you are starting your early career, you should consider asking these questions of your mentors. Mentorships are extremely valuable, and one should always be prepared with questions. If you're a mentor, you should formulate some of these answers clearly. Here we go. 1. What's your expertise? More generically, think about the subject depth or superpower you might have related to work. 2. What were some big milestones in your career? Did you get a promotion from completing a big project, move laterally between positions within the same company, completely change careers altogether? 3. What was your favorite project? Think about the project where you may have been most challenged or had the most interesting topic. 4. Why did you choose your industry? The current industry could be a hot area with high demand in skilled workers. You could also have an unfair advantage by being early learning in the space and growing a strong network. 5. Have you ever considered moving? Changing jobs is normal and healthy for growing employees. Your employer will likely want to keep you as a stable rock if you're reliable and a difficult person to replace. What would have tempted you to make the moving choice? 6. What are your next big plans? Specifically to career, there are some creative projects that could lead you to new ventures or more exposure to cooler things. 7. What do you love doing every day? I like thinking about the people I work with and material I'm creating. It's sometimes the few hours a day where the most work gets done. 8. What do you like to do outside of work? Is it making a podcast like this one? I probably wrote this list before I had EV, so now it's much more about parenting. 9. Who do you admire? Maybe it's a public figure for what they represent, or maybe their vision. Maybe it's someone closer for just putting up with the long hours of working that you're doing. 10. What do you think will be an upcoming technology to invest your skills in? There's always a new hyped technology that gets implemented as a component to the existing software. For the past decade, it's been related to data aggregation and analysis. More recently, we've seen a wave in DeFi and value transfer protocols. 11. What philanthropic events are you involved in? I found a lot of successful people use philanthropy and goodwill to give back to the community and stay connected. It's a great way to meet like-minded people. 12. How have you distinguished yourself in your career? In my personal field, you can have breadth or depth in your knowledge. A specialized contributor will likely do well if their skills are required for specialized topics. In general, your reputation could be distinguished around building trust by delivering on projects. 13. What do you do for fun? Most professionals have hobbies and enjoy them more than their work. 14. How do you deal with stress? Probably by doing fun things. I come up with a list of 30 distressing activities for this one. 15. How do you motivate your team? It's good to have a team with self-motivated people that are good at what they do and know how to do it with minimal micromanagement. That being said, some of the best managers that I know just ask how do you unblock things and make me think or make me chuckle. 16. How do you know what to focus on? I prioritize mostly on importance rather than urgency. I like to make my own deadlines and focus on what's valuable to the community. 17. What are your best productivity tips? I think you may get a lot of standard pieces of advice around time management for this. If I were to sum up mine, it'd be to exercise your superpower rather than getting bogged down on your overhead. 18. How do you manage your time effectively? I think I'd change this question to attention management more than time management. I feel like the energy to make decisions and contribute to projects is more important than just being there. Being present and analyzing in flow is also critical. 19. How do you stay in touch with your networks? I personally tend to send messages to people once a month just to say hi and mention different articles that might be relevant to them on the spot. I do spend some time commenting on people's LinkedIn posts if they have any, or just generally sending messages. 20. What was the most important thing you realized when starting your career? Your resume is useful For your 20s, put your 30s, and depth and expertise will be determined by your network and reputation. 21. What would you do differently in your career? I think most people will answer that a career is like life. It's a learning journey. If you met someone different or made different decisions, you'd end up somewhere else, maybe better or worse. It's better to live the journey than the destination. 22. What is the most important part of culture for your team? Trust and accountability is up there. 23. How do you say no to certain opportunities? Change is important, and there will always be projects to work on. Make sure you're not overcommitted and the opportunities that you're getting are interesting. 24. How do you juggle work-life balance? I don't think anyone can answer this question well because most hard workers enjoy the work and makes it a part of their life. It's a commitment, and people balance these commitments accordingly. 25. What routines do you rely on? I personally set up my morning and night routines in order to reduce the number of decisions I have to make per day. I have also optimized my tools, like what type of content I like to consume on my phone and in which medium. 26. What tools do you use on a daily basis? I used to use a whiteboard a lot, but I've gotten used to doing everything digital. Since I've started consuming a lot of things in audio, I always have my Bluetooth Aeropex bone conducting headphones on. They've become second nature and I don't even feel them in my ears anymore. 27. How do you make hard decisions? I tend to weigh them heavily myself and then ask my wife for help if it involves the family. If it's a hard decision that's also urgent, I try to do the thing that helps maintain the stasis of happiness. 28. How do you deal with bureaucracy and red tape in the workplace? I think red tape is fairly normal in any environment. I'd just ask in public Slack and hope for the best. 29. What are you working on improving at the moment? I'm currently improving my podcasting and question asking skills. And 30. Are you happy? Ask some of these questions to your mentors and your friends and try to answer them yourself. On the next episode, I'll talk about most attractive traits in your partner. Stay tuned for that next week. Music is by Kristen Dye. You can find her on Instagram at Iron and Silver. She has videos of incredible duets and also powerlifting. You can also subscribe to this newsletter and see a very transparent set of Google Docs and spreadsheets of this podcasting journey at listsof30.com. Thank you for listening, and I hope everyone stays safe.